Where's everybody at? I've got a few minutes. I'm going live to talk about laser lipo. The differences in laser lipo. I've got about 30 minutes. And I have a couple of different machines here. So I think this gets a little bit confusing. So I want to explain it so that people can try to understand, because I know that some people have missed my videos and this is super important. When we are talking about laser lipo, the pads, everything, and I was just discussing this with a couple of girls on the comments, so I hope they see this live notification and come on. If they don't, I'll tag them in this video. Okay, so laser lipo, which is just a slang term for low-level light therapy. Low-level light therapy. So this is the deal. They discovered on accident that low-level light therapy can reduce fat. Okay, and how that happened is because low-level light therapy has been used in the medical field for years for all types of ailments. Everything from inflammation in the joints to skin conditions, pain, things like that. So they discovered that it could also make people skinnier on accident. So they kind of started testing this to see, you know, what is the strength needed to reduce fat? Well, how does low-level light therapy even reduce fat? Low-level light therapy reduces fat because it actually causes a chemical reaction. So basically what happens is the light at a certain strength can trigger the mitochondria within the fat cell. So when that happens, it's basically like the cell explodes. Now, the cast is always there. The cast is always there, but the contents from the inside come out. So, what is the right strength? Should you be able to use laser lipo as a treatment alone for fat reduction? Absolutely, you should. So I kind of want to talk y'all through a couple things, and y'all made me go get, I still have my first little machine. I have my first little machine that I ever got, and I will never get rid of it because it is very sentimental to me. It reminds me of where I started, and whenever I look at it, I think about what a big deal it was for me to save up, because I did have to save it, to save up the $400 that it cost me to buy my little machine. So this was the machine that I started with. And I know a lot of you guys have this machine. So this was a good little starter machine for me. So I would not, I operate at a stupid capacity now. So my machines may run, you know, 10, 12 hours a day. So I no longer use this machine, but I do still have it. And I'm glad that I do, because this gives an example of the 5 MW pads. So this is the thing. When I say 5 MW pads, I mean per lot. It does not matter what this whole pad adds up to. It is still not going to trigger. It has to be a minimum strength per lot. So this pad has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this has 10 lights on it. And each light is capable of producing 5 MW. The fact that this entire pad is 50 MW is irrelevant. That doesn't mean that it is powerful enough to reduce fat. We're getting this confused. It has to be per light. Per light. A lot of people want to know what is my pad strength? Well, if you have a 160 MW pad set, hold on just a second. I'm going to show you. If you have a 160 MW pad set, you can see these pads have no numbers next to the lights. The only thing they say is 635 to 650 nm for nanometers. That is your depth. Your depth has nothing at all to do with your strength. So all of the pads on the machines are going to read 635 to 650. The 5 MW pads will not have a number next to the light. However, if you have, hold on, I've got a couple of different kinds of pads here, y'all. Guys, let me tell y'all something. I'm fully equipped to light somebody up like a Christmas tree. I have used up to 45 pads at one time on a client. So, these little pads right here, when you have a 160 pad, the manufacturers are proud of that. They're going to make sure that it is printed on the pad somewhere. It's going to say it. So, like on this pad, on the side here, it says 160 MW times 8. And it tells me that the entire strength of this pad is 1280. Okay, that's on my blue pads. But I have a different set of pads here too. These are pink pads. And you might think that these pads would be the same as the others here on this machine, but it's not. It has nothing to do with the color. These pads underneath each light, you can't see this, but underneath each light, it says 160 MW. If your pads do not say 160 somewhere on the front of the pad, chances are your pad is 5 MW. So, should you throw your 5 MW pads away because they don't reduce fat? No, you shouldn't, because they have other benefits. They have other benefits. This is the thing about low-level light therapy. We really underestimate the power of this particular service because it is superior to, Yes, it is superior to all of the other treatments that we do, and this is why. Low-level light therapy can also tighten the skin. It can trigger collagen production. These pads can still be used for skin tightening. It can also accelerate tissue coagulation. So these little babies are still good for you to use for some things. These little things would still be good, you know, for you to even, you know, try to maybe use with your cellulite treatments, you know, if you don't want them to go to waste. Because, you know, collagen helps with the appearance of cellulite also. So these pads are not necessarily wasteful, guys. They're just not going to, they're not going to reduce fat. And I know that's tough when we buy a machine and we find out that the pads don't reduce fat. But this is the thing, guys. These manufacturers are tricky and they want to sell you a machine. However, like, for example, in my Chiway, it's not hard to find. If you go to their website and you search, hold on just a second. Okay. If you search 160 MW versus 5 MW, you can find all kinds of articles on the differences between these two, and the manufacturer website is basically going to tell you that no, 5 MW can keep somebody at the same spot, but it will not reduce fat. So this is something that I go over a lot, and I understand that all people are our brains are made differently, and it's harder for some of us to really dig into things. Guys, this is one industry that you have to read and research. And when I tell you read, I don't mean read and then take what you read and paraphrase that into your own idea. No. You read, and if you don't understand, then you read it again, and you read it again, and whatever it is that you read that you don't understand, then you go and you find out whether it's a word or a term that you don't understand. You're going to figure out what that means, because this is an industry where you have to know. There is no way around it. You have to know why. Okay? If we want to make our clients better, if we want to make them better, we don't need to just know the order of operation on the machines, guys. Missing the big picture on that. It is a lot more than the order of operation. We need to, where do I mainly, oh, my machine almost dropped. So where do I mainly get my information from? So I tend to pull all of my information from medical journals, and this is why. Anybody can publish any bullshit on the internet. However, when you are publishing a medical study, you are held accountable for what you print. And these are people that are in the medical field. So when I got ready to start doing the research to write my book, I dug into a lot, and I was comparing a lot of different medical journals and stuff like that. And some people who either have my book or who have bought my book, some people will appreciate that, and some people will not. But for the people that skipped over anything in the book to just get directly to the treatment protocol, I want you to know that you're hustling backwards. Because you need so much more than the treatment protocol. And if you skipped over any single area of that book, you likely missed a diamond somewhere, because there are so many things planted in there. And I'm talking about things that you're not going to be taught, well, used to you probably wouldn't have been taught in training. But I will tell you that I'm quite sure that book in time is going to change the way that training happens, and the things that we are discussing in training, because you need to be fully educated. So what about the laser lipo pads? They work to reduce fat. Yes, that's what I'm making the whole video on right now, are the differences. So if y'all are just coming in, you're definitely going to want to go back to the beginning of the video. Yeah, so you're going to find something new constantly, because I'm going to tell y'all something. Sometimes I'll see questions in the group, and y'all know that the book is getting ready to go to print. So it's going to be like reloaded by the time it goes to print. And I'll see questions in the group sometimes, and I'm like, did I cover this? Did I talk about this in depth? Did I explain this? And I go back to the book, and you know what I find, guys? I find that it was covered. Just like the differences between 5 MW and 160 MW and the minimum amount of power per diode to trigger a chemical reaction within the fat cell, that is also explained in my book, and it's also explained in some of my previous videos. I really encourage so many people to go to my YouTube channel. Guys, I know these videos are long, and you're like, fuck, I don't want to listen to all this shit. But when I tell you that every single little piece of information that I give you at some point is going to be utilized, you're going to utilize it. You need to know to look for things. All right? There are questions that we need to be asking our clients that we're not asking. You know what the first question is that I ask my clients when they come in? I need to be very familiar with how their system operates. And you know what I ask them? I say, do you ever wake up in the morning with swollen fingers? I need to know that. Because if they're waking up in the morning with swollen fingers, your body does its main detox at night. And that is when your lymphatic system is working the hardest. That's why they say you shouldn't compress at night. The best way that you could sleep, honestly, would be naked. Because if they are like backflowing any fluid after that major lymphatic movement at night, that lets me know that something is going on with their system. And what I'm doing is about to be very aggressive on the lymphatic system. So if they can't handle their body's natural detox at night, they're waking up with swelling in areas, that lets me know that what I'm going to do is going to be very aggressive on them. And I need to take extra care of them. I need to take extra care of them. What are some signs of a sluggish lymphatic system? Guys, when you are treating a client that has cellulite, usually they are going to have a slow-moving lymphatic system. This is why we need vibration plates. This is why we need to utilize our sauna blankets before treatment, because we need to assume that every client that's coming to us, that their system is loaded. Well, how in the hell are we going to put what we have broke down into a loaded system? We got to clean them out. So while everybody is so concerned with order of treatment and will I get better results if I do RF before CAVI or CAVI before RF, you are missing it. You're missing it. You're studying on the wrong thing, okay? It is more about getting familiar with each individual client, knowing and understanding how their body operates, because every client is going to be different. If we were all as concerned with how we were moving this shit out, and if we were doing that properly, because look, I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter if you do the RF or the cavitation first. It is a preference. Cavitation produces heat. RF produces heat. What do we need to do to eliminate fat, guys? We need to heat the fat. We need to break the fat. We need to drain the fat. Well, you break the fat through vibration with cavitation. With wood therapy, you're breaking the fat down through more textured, aggressive tools. You know, it's just kind of like with wood therapy. People think that, you know, like literally you need to take the tool and break the fat. Like you need to beat their ass with the wood tool. And that's not what we're doing. You should be able to do wood therapy gently, and it should be effective. And the reason why I'm coming back again to understanding the lymphatic system, because if you understand the lymphatic system, and every person that's doing this should understand the lymphatic system, you would know that it is an absolute no-no to get aggressive with a system that is superficial, because you would already know, because this is in my book, that you have to take great caution and not get too aggressive with the lymphatic system, because it's superficial. You will collapse a vessel. So if you are doing your wood treatments and you wonder why your clients are swollen at the end of the treatment, it's because you have been focusing on the wrong thing. Stop going to these YouTube videos and watching these treatments of these people. Guys, like I said again, you're hustling backwards. No, that's wrong. The biggest mistake I ever made whenever I got into permanent makeup, I wish, hindsight's 20/20. It really is. You know, you learn from mistakes and a lot of money spent. Rather than going to a place for training to, I was so focused on the presentation and the glitz and the glam of it all. You know what I didn't do? I did not look at the person that was teaching me and say this. So how many clients do you see a week? How many clients do you treat? Because we have those that do, and we have those that teach. And you know what the most amazing combination is when you find somebody that not only do they teach, but they also do. So I did not ask her, how many clients do you see a week? You know, what's color theory like? I didn't know to ask these questions. Hey, can I see some pictures of some brows a year later so I can see what color they healed to? I didn't know to ask any of these questions. In hindsight, I would have found somebody who had good results and good reviews, and I would have hit them up, and I would have been like, hey, do you mind if I come in your studio and do an apprenticeship with you? Like, can you, I want to, you know, I want to see this. And so this is why we don't need to be going to YouTube to look at stuff, because a lot of these people are putting on a show, and hell, they don't even know what in the hell they're doing. They don't. I'm not discrediting everybody, because obviously some people do know exactly what they're doing. But when you are learning, because you're going to charge somebody for a service, this is your business's name that's on the line. And I don't know about y'all, I'm in a small town. And I can't afford not one bad review. I mean, these southern women are funny. If I'm gonna talk about it, you know, I better damn well be about it. I better be able to deliver. So that is why it is so important to read. Y'all better stop not reading. You better stop not reading. You better stop skimming over stuff and being like, oh, I got this. I don't need to know this. I don't need to know. I don't give a shit about the science. I just want to remove fat. No, you need to know the science. You need to know the science. I saw a post the other day, I shit you not, and it was somebody that wanted to know, she needed to explain to her client what the difference was between cavitation and RF. What the fuck are you talking about? No, you should know. You should know these differences. You should know these differences. The difference between cavitation and RF. You should know that they are two completely separate types of energies. You should know where they fall on the spectrum. People are getting confused. You know, they're on different frequencies on cavitation, and guys, these are different things. They are all different things, and you know, we should know exactly what everything on our machine does, because that is what's going to make you successful with your clients. And that's what's going to make you money. That's what's going to make you money. Anybody can make fast money. But you want to make long-term money. You want to be established in your business. So I'm going to say it again, and I would encourage people to search the group. Things that you're looking for. Go and search the group for that. Laser Lipo. Again, I'm going to say this. It has everything to do with the strength of the single light, okay? So when I tell you that 5 MW is not strong enough, do not take it upon yourself to add all these lights together and say, well, that's 50 MW, I'm good. No, you're not good. You're in denial. Don't do that. You have to have a minimum of 10 MW per pad. Well, in our business, typically the options that you're going to get will be either 5 MW or 160 MW. So my pads are 160. That's well above the 10 MW per light threshold. So yeah, so there should be, so yeah, there should be. I know for a fact that you should know a lot, but that doesn't mean that people are going to know it, because I can guarantee I'd throw a $100 bill on the fact right now we got 47 viewers. We've got at least one who is trying to start their business 100% total DIY. They are trying to work on clients right now just based off of YouTube University. That is a fact. And that might work for a little while, but I'm here to tell you that no, you're gonna have to. It doesn't happen overnight. Not a successful business. It does not happen overnight. You don't get to skip over. You don't get to skip over the late nights of research and you know, going through paying. Hell, y'all, we've all been through paying for trainings that were shitty, and some of us were lucky enough that we paid for trainings and they were great. And this group, we have people from all walks. And that's how I want it. I want people. Hell yeah, I want people that are just getting started here. I want people that want people that don't know anything about anything here, and they're just interested in getting going because they're not going to be fed a bunch of bullshit. They're not going to be told that if they do a butt lift on somebody and they blister their butt up like they've got poison sumac, that's just the body releasing toxins. You will never be fed no bullshit like that in this group. Because that's not setting anybody up for success. It's not. So, I just wanted to take this time to answer some of the questions on the laser lipo, because I know it can get confusing, and I just really wanted to explain it in a way that everybody could understand. I also want to tell y'all something else while I'm on the live. So I'm real big on like research with my own clients. I have clients who are addicted to body contouring. So that means I have basically done every part of their body. Of course, they do have to take a break after so many treatments, but let's just say I'm very familiar with how their body responds to treatment. And y'all know I got my laser mat. And I've been using it, and I want to tell y'all something. My laser mat is not performing the same as my pads. It is not performing the same as my pads. Had I never used my pads, you know, I would be satisfied or happy, and I rocked with it for a couple of weeks to really get a good idea of, you know, I went through back and forth with clients that I'm familiar with, and so if you have a laser mat or a belt right now, yeah, that will get you through. But I'm going to tell you that you also need some 160 pads, and this is why. My 160 pads I can offer as a treatment alone, y'all. So that means I can put a client on my bed. I can, oh, and this is nothing. Let me stop what I'm talking about. Why are y'all not measuring? Why are y'all not measuring? Why? Operating a business. First thing when your client comes in, it's not only about, guys, do you know why we need to measure? Do you know why we need to measure? How are you going to know if, let me give you an example. I'm going to give you an example of why you need to measure. You have a client come in and they are taking a medication that has a steroid in it, and they don't tell you because they don't think it's important. So let's say you don't measure. They get on the bed, you do a treatment, they get off the bed, you don't really see a visual change, but what you don't notice is that your treatment just caused them to gain an inch in an hour. Now, that's not okay. There could be a condition that's causing that. So you would need to question that. You would need to go over at that point with them, okay, is there a chance that you didn't tell me about a medication that you're taking? You're sure you're not taking any steroids? Okay, so you have an asthma inhaler and you weren't aware of the fact that that contained a steroid. Okay, so that's going to be our issue. This treatment is not going to be good for you, because I'm here to tell you that capitation and steroids do not jive. You will blow them up like a balloon, and you likely won't notice it until around treatment 3. So it is not just about, for one, yes, you do need to be able, guys, look, and I'm going to say this for the 20th time. Who is teaching y'all that you are going to get a visual change that you can see at your first treatment? Why in the hell does anybody think this? Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you get lucky and you get that. But not always. Not always. Do you know what your client's happy with? When your client comes in, you know what I tell my clients? I tell my clients, okay, guys, this is what I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you a measurement change immediately at first session, second session, and I stand on the fact, money back guarantee, you will have a visual change by session 3. I have never one time in my life had a client not produce a measurable change. And guess what? They're all happy. When I go and I measure a client and I measure out their waist or their hips or whatever, and they're measuring at 42 inches and we get done and I measure them at 40 inches, do you know how happy they are? Do you think you can see that in a photo? When a woman has a 42-inch waist and you drop her, or not waist, but hips, and you drop that down to 40, do you think you can see that in a photo? No, you can't. So you just stole all her joy because you did not measure her. And not only that, you're feeling down on yourself when fuck you should be proud. You cannot smoke crack and lose 2 inches in an hour. Why are y'all down on yourself? Because you're not getting a visual result. First session. Stop thinking that. Measure your clients. Measure your clients. Have a tape hanging everywhere. All right? This is so that you can show them and they will be happy. You can show them and they will be happy. Remember, this is not surgery. They're not coming in for liposuction. All right? It is our job as the professional to manage their expectations. And I already know how it goes because I've been in the position when you're first starting, and sometimes you'll get your ass in a sling because you'll be so desperate for clients that you will make a statement on something that you cannot deliver. You don't have to do that to get business. You do not have to do that to get business. Instead of telling people that you are going to change their whole life in one session from something non-surgical, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to. But you can guarantee them immediate inch loss. Immediate inch loss, baby. You don't have to wait on it. Like, I'm going to let you see it. Stop pushing the visual at first session. Okay? Because you are leading your client. They're only expecting to get from this what you tell them they're going to get. So, measure them. Measure them, all right? And at the end of the session, you need to tell them, let me show you a magic trick. And show them their results. And sometimes, you know what happens? Sometimes you get a visual change at that first session. And sometimes you get a visual change at that second session, but not all the time. And when that happens, they are so excited. And they think you're like the greatest ever. So everybody, start measuring before, start measuring after. You need a piece of paper that has their name on it. Body measurements each session. And also these women are tricky too. You got to watch them because they're self-conscious. They will try to suck in on you every time. So when you get ready to take their measurements, you need to let them know, I'm going to need you to give it all to me. I need like all this loving right here, just 100%, just relax. so that we're not messing up measurements. Yes. And then, guys, I'm going to tell you, too, sometimes you have a client come in. I had a client come in, and on her first session, I measured 3 places across the stomach. She lost a combined 8 inches in one session. Now, I know as a professional that some of that was fluid that I pulled off of her. But some of it probably was fat. But everybody responds differently, and I'm not going to set my clients up for something that I can't deliver on. You're not going to deliver a visual change at your first session on all of your clients. So we need to stop saying that. We need to start saying, I can guarantee you a measurement loss. And yes, you can do that. You can guarantee them a measurement loss, all right? On the laser lipo, okay? 5 mW is not going to take the fat away. All right? On your pads, on your pads, it doesn't matter. Look, some pink pads are 160, some pink pads are 5 mW. If your pads are 160, it's going to say it somewhere on the front of the pad. Either by the light, on the side of the pad, something. So that's what you want for fat reduction. And yes, it is documented in medical studies. And later on this evening, whenever I have time to go through and find that, I've got it saved on my laptop, I will post it. Although I'm quite sure I probably posted it before in another post somewhere. But for those that have my book who skimmed over it, because I know some of y'all did. Y'all, look, the only reason why you bought the book was for that secret sauce chapter. That secret sauce chapter that tells you what order to do everything and for what treatment and how long to do each thing. But oh man, you missed a whole bunch of goodies. You missed a whole bunch of good stuff in there. So if you haven't read over it, go back and read it. I bet when you go back and read it, you're going to be like, damn, there it is. Look, I didn't ask this question in the group 10 times and didn't get a response. But it was right here all the time. And I'm going to tell you something, too. Those of y'all that are coming for boot camp, if I have anybody on the live that's coming for boot camp, I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to tell y'all, hey, when I say take notes, I'm going to mean it. I'm going to mean it. Because I go through a lot. And I'm going to be giving it all to you. So you need to take notes. Because you're going to be educated on all aspects of it. The YouTube channel is under Bodynova Aesthetics. Bodynova Aesthetics. So, and y'all do have to sit through some crap to get good information. Because y'all know I talk in circles. Same reason why I know y'all see me, I always have to do something with my hands whenever I'm on video. It's because I get, I think it's like some kind of form of anxiety from being on camera. So I always have to have something in my hands. The next boot camp, so we've got one in Dallas in July, and then we've got one in Chicago in July. But we just made that virtual for the people that can't travel. They'll be able to set in on the full 2-day, all 16 hours. So, but I mean, all that to the side, all the training stuff and all that, because that's not why I went live. I didn't go live to talk about that. I wanted y'all to know about the laser lipo, and the differences. It's important for you to know that. Look, Rachel, you're in Dallas, baby. Hey, yeah, you know what? I bet we are going to need some models, like for real. So, yeah, I know a couple that are there, and Rachel, I've already, handled, like I've already had my hands on your body before, so I know what you would be a good model for. I'd honestly like to maybe have you as a wood model, honestly. So we haven't discussed whether or not it's going to be recorded. Do y'all know what's a damn shame? Do y'all know why we have to have these discussions over whether or not it's going to be recorded? Because we have to worry about if it is recorded, we have to worry about somebody taking something that we made so affordable and cutting that shit down like, you know, somebody would do if they were, you know, like selling drugs, watering the potency down and trying to sell it for twice the amount. It sucks that we have to worry about that. Like that we have to worry about somebody doing that. Well, and sometimes, and you know, guys, this is the thing. Let's not act like we're all guilty of hustling. We're all guilty of hustling backwards. We have all done it. We all have. And the reason why, y'all know I am big on invest money in equipment, okay? You know, I'm never going to say that I think that a person should pay thousands of dollars for a class. I don't give a shit what it's about that is not providing you with, you know. Now, let me say this, because I have some people took my words out of context. If you were paying over, you know, if you're paying a large amount for a class, now you can't gripe about that if you got equipment with it. Because I know I had seen a couple of comments, you know, and people had wondered, and I know it's because they're not familiar with equipment cost, but people had wondered, you know, the 2-day boot camp was $9.99. So that was for 2 trainers for 2 full days. And look, okay, first of all, let me just tell y'all this. 2 days working in my studio for 8 hours a day gonna pay me a whole lot more than, you know, as far as time-wise. It was definitely not about money. I think it was more about an experience. So, you know, a lot of people had asked, you know, will it include the machine, you know, at $9.99 for 2 days with a $200 wood set, and a paperback copy of the book. If you do the math, and you know publishing cost, and the cost to lease an event space out of town and get hotels, and the cost of those wood sets and things like that, you can figure out pretty quick that there definitely was not room for a machine at all. So no, there won't be a machine included with the class, because I know some people had wondered about that. When you get equipment with classes, it typically gets up there a little bit, because even if you purchase equipment in bulk, you're still not getting out super cheap. How much is the online class, Corey? The virtual boot camp is going to be $4.99, and that includes copy book. And I had somebody ask me, they said, if I already bought your book, do we get the discount off class? Y'all better quit. Y'all, no, you don't. No. I just threw that in there last minute anyway. Ebony didn't even know that I was going to be like, oh yeah, so we're going to do 2-day virtual class. They can set in on it. We can do the virtual option. She didn't know that I was going to be like, for the people that didn't have my book, I was going to send them my book. So no, there won't be $100 discount on the class. Okay, so virtual comes with the book, baby, but it will not come with the wood tools. Ebony did say that she would offer a discounted rate on the wood tools though. So no, the wood tools will be for the in-person class. But any I'm sorry, I forgot to turn do not disturb on my phone. Is it you that we're learning from? You're getting me and Ebony both. You're getting both of us together. It's going to be a party. Yeah. and a lot of good information. Yeah, so it's going to be me and Ebony there together. We're going to be working it together. We are bringing in another thing, and let me also say this. I'm bringing 3 different machine models, 2 different butt machine models. So, or butt machine models. So you are going to, I'm bringing my S shape, I'm bringing my blue and white machine, and I'm bringing this little baby, look, my little baby right here that I started with, because I know a lot of people are starting with this machine too. So you're going to see the machine demo also. So that's great. And you'll also get to see the white triangle machine and also the gray butt machine. So you'll be able to see both machine types instead of, you know, to kind of give you a variety of understanding different machine types. So it's going to be a lot. Like we didn't half-ass it. I mean, know that for sure. I mean, we're throwing our whole ass into it. And are there any questions about the laser lipo? I know it's confusing, and I get off subject. I get off subject easy. Y'all get me distracted with these questions. I said I was going to stay on task about the laser lipo, and then I ventured off over to my neighbor's house and around the mulberry bush a couple times. Any questions? Can you tell me the difference from the 9-in-1 machine and the S-shaped machine? Oh my gosh, Corey, there's so many differences. Baby, that's a video all in itself. For one, we can start with completely different strengths and different types of heads. Okay, no. Tisha, 5MW pads are not no good. You must have come in on the middle of the video. This is what I'm saying. 5MW pads are not going to help you reduce fat. Do you need to trash them? No, you don't need to trash them, because you know what they can help you with? They can help you with skin tightening. They can help you with collagen production, so you can still use them. Yes, NW is depth, NM, not MW. Nanometers, NM, that's the depth. MW is the strength. Is there any machine I can buy only with lipo laser that's good? Hell yeah, I got one right here. Look here. Boom. Don't judge me for my cords. These cords are a pain in the ass. Okay, my laser says that's just your depth. That doesn't tell you anything at all about the strength. And this is another thing. People are just coming onto the video. Y'all need to go back and watch the beginning of the video, because I explain all this. If you have 160 pads, it's going to be printed on your pad. This is a 160 pad. This is a 160 pad. You can't see them, but around the lights on this one, it says 160 under the little lights. And then it says 635 to 650 NM in the middle. Same thing on my blue pads. They say 160. Then I have these little 5MW pads right here from the very first machine I ever got. And there is no 160. There is nothing printed on here. The only thing that it says is 635 to 650 NM. They all say that. If your pads are 160, it's going to be listed extra on there. It's going to say 160 MW. Do not confuse depth with strength. The name of this machine. Okay. This is something else. Y'all search laser lipo machine. Yes, it is my favorite. I'm a creature of habit, and I'm going to tell you something about my blue and white machine. My blue and white machines have been through hell with me. Back whenever I was doing those 14-hour days, 7 days a week, and I did it for a long time. I worked 7 days a week. 7 days a week to get my business going by any means necessary. And my machines kept on rocking with me. Let me tell you, they have never laid down on me. Worst thing I've had to do is replace a fuse. Hold on. Y'all, I've got messages coming through on Messenger while I'm on live. I can't see them now. which belt would you recommend to for mobile business? I'm not going to. If I'm going to make a recommendation and I know that somebody is fixing to be spending that, I'm going to tell people to save their money. You need to get you some pads. I trialed the mat in comparison with my pads, and I'm just going to start being straight up with people and tell you, you're gonna have to get some pads. If you need some 160 pads. This machine right here, guys, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay, this is a 14 pad machine. This little blue and white one right here. This is posted in the group somewhere. If y'all will search my post, or just search Laser Lipo, I guarantee you're gonna find the link to this machine. You're going to. This is my little blue and white machine. And I don't know if y'all can see or not. I take my vacuums apart, so I've got my little filters and my little tips on the, y'all know our little vacuums with the little center. It gets so gross. I have to take these out and scrub them and soak them in alcohol. So I have those sitting over here on the towel drying. But yeah, I've got my blue machines. Guys, all my equipment is coming with me to training. Like, I'm going to be loaded down, looking like the damn Beverly Hillbillies, coming to Dallas with all my shit. I'm loading up my massage beds. Ebony's bringing one of her machines. She's literally, like, shipping me wood sets ahead of time so that we can load this shit up to take it. Did I see? Okay, so yeah, you're gonna see some results from the belt or the mat. It's just not gonna be the same. It's just not gonna hit the same as the 160 MW pads. That's just 100% non-biased truth. I've tested it with my clients. And y'all know what? I'm fixing to have to go. I had a little break because I had to reschedule one of my appointments today because my husband's PT is coming out for a re-evaluation. So I have to be there because let me tell y'all something. I am about 5'2" and about 130. And I'm gonna tell you something. It is a crying damn shame when I have to transfer a grown-ass man, my husband's like 200 pounds, because the PT don't know how to move my husband, and he's about to give himself a damn hemorrhoid trying to lift him. So yeah, that's why I got to be there, because little mama has got to show the PT how to move the big man. Oh yeah, Smoke, look, girl, let me tell you, one thing I do know, I told my sister had made me mad a couple of weeks ago, and because she got such a smart mouth, and I told her, I was like, girl, let me tell you something, don't bring your ass over here, because if you think I cannot pick you up and literally chunk you off my porch, like, it will happen. It will happen. And I'm in it. She's got such a smart mouth. But yeah, I know, 4 years of throwing that man around like a bag of potatoes has definitely gave me some upper arm strength, and it has benefited me in this business. I'm doing wood therapy and working the machines all day. I don't think that I could have gotten through some of my full body, like, wood training sessions had I not been in such good condition in my upper body. Let me see here. Well, what's the date for online, and will there be more than one if I miss it due to not having the money right now? Oh, baby, I definitely don't think it's going to be the last of the last. No, I don't think that at all, because there's going to be something new. There's going to be something new. That's one thing that I love about this industry, man. It just like keeps, like, we're all learning something all the time, so there is no end. It's like Ebony, you know, she is looking for the perfect formula for, you know, cavitation. Oh, I've already done that, baby. I've already done the group discount for my girls for the hotel. I already handled that. Yeah, y'all got y'all's own special link and everything. Yes, we called and we negotiated that deal, and we were like, if you want to host us at your hotel, we're going to need some discounted room rates for our girls. And baby, I booked it at the Hilton, so it's going to be nice. Yes, it's going to be nice. Yes, we've already got the group discount. We got it. So I got y'all a Hilton room at a Holiday Inn rate. So it'll be affordable. It's our room rate, the room rate's gonna be like $109, I think. But man, y'all, the hotel's so nice, and I made sure I got it right next to the airport. I tried to think about y'all so much whenever I did this. I was like, I want us to be in a good part of town, because y'all know after class we're probably gonna be cutting up a little bit. We're probably gonna go out and do some stuff. So I wanted us to be able to go somewhere. The emails are going to be going out this week, baby, with the link. The emails are going to be going out this week with the link. The hotel is right next to Love Field Airport, like literally. So you can just be shuttled over there to the airport, because I didn't want y'all to have to worry about a damn rental car either if you didn't have to. So yeah, I tried to think of like the convenience that Ebony and I both did that we would want, and you know, tried to make it affordable. So yeah, I'm excited, y'all. So for anybody that's just coming onto the video, if you want to know about laser lipo, go back to the beginning of the video and watch this, because I did explain the laser lipo in depth so that y'all would understand, and that was really the full purpose of my video. Now, okay, we won't be talking about the hyaluron pen in our training, because it's just going to be on butt enhancement, breast enhancement, cavitation, wood therapy, radiofrequency, vacuum therapy. But I do a little bit more than dabble in the hyaluron pen for sure. I do a lot of stuff with the hyaluron pen here in my studio. And we also have, we've got the fat dissolve class on learnbodycontouring.com. So, and the virtual meso class is on there too. So just a heads up, there's 1 or 2 virtual meso classes that are floating around out here for $2.99. And just know that's my full protocol and instruction with a hell of a markup. So just know that. Keep it real, because I think if you're gonna do your own training, it needs to be all your own shit. And that's just it. There's no way. My pride would never allow me to use something that belonged to another woman. My pride wouldn't let it happen. No way. If I'm going to put my name on it, I'm going to create it. So, yeah, I'm just letting y'all know that's what's up on the virtual meso too. But that's just the way of the world. That's the way it is. And if you're going to be a part of this industry, you're going to have to deal with it. And you're just going to have to pick your battles. So, shit, y'all, I got to go. It's 5 minutes till 1. I've still got to drive to my house. And PT's going to be there about 1:15. And then I got to make it back in time for my next appointment. So hopefully there was some good information in here that y'all needed. If you're just coming in on the video, go back, watch it to the beginning. I am going to save it because there was some good information on here. Y'all have a good day. Remember what I said. Quit getting down on yourself because you're not seeing a visual result at first treatment, because that does not mean that you're not doing a good job. Make sure you're measuring your clients. All right? Y'all have a good day. I love y'all.